Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores et señoras, guten Abend, good evening, bonsoir, buonasera, buonanotte, good Abend, good kveld, dobre wieczór, jo estet kiwano, grüezi wohl, grüß Gott, salam alaikum, shalom, konnichiwa, xin chao, ni hao, namaste, kamusta, uyanunara, bonum vesperum, my friends from all over the world, this is MLG, the Shadow Temple, this is ESE's GoOdy against Millennium's Lalush, this is the finals of tonight's Gigabyte Cup number 11. Here is the scoreboard. There is the GLHF and the GL called by both players, Lalush spawning as the red Zerg at the 6 o'clock, GoOdy here as the purple Terran at the 12 o'clock, so Terran versus Zerg it is. Lalush got quite a good and really well thought out Zerg versus Terran. Same goes for GoOdy. Some people were complaining in the chat about the ability of GoOdy doing some damage early in the game with his types of harassment. I mean, this one guy in time, he was going for a proxy barracks. Yeah, he basically fucked this up big time. But his Reaper play sometimes, not very often, but I also seen him doing this successful against, for example, Moman. Just a standard 2x play was okay, was well done by him. 2x opening and boom, suddenly his opponent was too much surprised that this is also a possibility. But for the moment, he is getting his refinery right away. So looks like he is going for his typical Reaper opening. Now the score is still 5-0-0. It is a best of 1 between those two guys. And what does this mean? A best of 1, a best of 5 in game number 1. What does this mean? This means whoever wins the first 3 out of 5 matches is going to win this. And GoOdy and both GoOdy and Lalush had a really hard way to come to the finals. I mean, GoOdy, this long drawn out series against Sis with this very long first game, very long third game, and very interesting second game. On the other hand, Lalush had a 5-base ZVZ, including maxed out armies, maxed out upgrades and brute lords and stuff, and everything basically. Both played 2-1 to win their semifinals, so it was no easy ruffle stomping 2-0 for both guys on their way to the finals. Now, there we see the spawning pool still takes another 20 seconds, and the first SCV is about to move over here. Now Lalush, with his overload, is spotting this SCV right away, so GoOdy would not be too smart of a person if he would try to build a bunker right away, because he simply cannot afford it. So why just waste those 25 minerals if you know you will not be able to get anything done anytime soon? Now he's got one Reaper out. Here's the one Reaper, and he's not continuing with the Reaper production. He goes for a Marine there at the next unit. Now, will this extractor be finished? No, it will not be finished. So if GoOdy actually would start this, oh no, he did not, would start this refinery here, would have been able to do a little bit more damage. Now here's the Reaper taking out one drone. He still could take out more of those units. And is he doing this? No, not just yet. But one thing he did do, forced some circlings, but no, actually not. Lalush is not falling for the trap. Lalush knows that, okay, if there's no bunker up by GoOdy, so there will be no more Reapers. So he just safely relies on his screens and does not build any more circling, but continues with the drone production. So very smart read here by Lalush. Now GoOdy is following this up as usual. There is the command center, there is the factory coming up, so Blue Flamers is what we are going to see pretty soon here by GoOdy. This was me drinking some beer, and by the way, today when I was in the supermarket buying something to eat, I saw some American tourists next to the beverages, and they were thinking about which beer to buy. Of course, German beer is basically the best beer in the world and stuff. And we in Germany have hundreds of different brands, and the supermarket I buy my groceries in, he's got like about 45, 50 different beer brands. And I told them to go for my favorite because it's basically the best. And then this guy said, always everywhere the locals only always say that the local beer is the best. Always advertise their own beer as the best one. And this is really interesting. And I've thought about this a lot. On the one hand, I can understand it, but I do not have to agree always. I was in very different places in Europe. And for example, I know that in Russia there's only like one good beer brand, and which is called Baltica. And interestingly enough, the Balticum is actually not a part of Russia anymore, but it's considered the best Russian beer. And this was just an interesting thing to think about. So now my question to you is, just think about, do you think the local beer, if you're actually drinking beer, if not, why the fuck should you care? But if you're actually a beer drinker, or you enjoy an occasional beer from time to time, local beer is the best, yes or no? By the way, GoOdy landing here with the orbital. There we can see refinery number 3 and number 4. Sacrificial Overlord, the second moving in. GoOdy spotting this, that's why we see those 4 Marines. Now 5 Marines taking this OV out. So Lalush, he sacrificed 2 Overlords, and there, by the way, is the Hellion drop coming in. Lalush knows about those Hellions, and he will be able to be prepared, but all those lined up. It hurts so much, it burns so hot, all those flames, death, destruction. Which video game did I just quote? And more drones moving in, more drones getting roasted, and 4 blue flame Hellions continuing to deal damage, continuing to wreak havoc, and he just killed 33 drones with 4 Hellions. And yeah, GoOdy might not have the best mechanics, he might not have the highest APMs, but he knows when to attack and he knows where to attack, and those 4 Hellions paid off for him so much. And I mean, I was talking to Dimaga at the ESL party, and he was just making fun of Terran players. And this is exactly what's going on. Lalush being very funny here. Appreciate it, even. So good. Now, what about Dimaga? At the ESL player party, Dimaga was making fun of Terran players who go for a Banshee attack. And he said basically, if a Terran player against a Zerg goes for cloaked Banshee opening, he doesn't really care, even if he loses 15 drones, because of the fact that he got 2 bases, he's just outproducing the Terran anyway to win the game. I was talking about his playstyle involving no air units at all, only Infestor, Ultra, Roach, Lynx and stuff, and it was really interesting. Now a single Queen over here, I'm not sure why the Queen isn't there, maybe it was a misclick. And now those 2 Banshees need to do some damage. Nice fungal, nice second fungal, nice third fungal, and now I'm waiting just for fungal number 4. Here we go, and this Banshee survived with 2 HP left. Now GoOdy, he's got the opportunity to take out at least this one Infestor, but he's not seizing the opportunity. At least he forced 4 times 75, which is a total, of course, of 300 energy. To sacrifice 1 Banshee. Now both guys are still on 2 bases. Let's take a look at the amount of drones and SCVs, 53 SCVs compared to the 55 drones. And units lost, of course, Lalush is behind by far. There the siege tanks and the marines are already attacking the rocks, and looks like GoOdy is preparing to take out another couple of drones, but now it's of course a different things with Lalush having out so many infestors on the field. There's a drone moving over here to the gold. GoOdy did already start, and finish with his command center. The orbital is finished in 2 seconds, and here we go with the drop in the bottom left. Now let's be a little bit more quiet so Lalush doesn't really know what's going on this time. Goodies, look at how smart he is. He is only attacking right, and he's only dropping right now, and he just skips this area completely, where he, in the first time he attacked, did not skip, and now it's time for the Hellions to do damage once again. This time we can see one fungal, another fungal, but he just had 3 Hellions. He was at 33, now he's at 46, so killed another 13 drones with just 3 Hellions. Absolutely worth it, keeping the drone numbers down and forcing Lalush to always continue with the drone production. I mean, Lalush, he's got a good amount of drones, don't get me wrong, 53, but because of the fact when you are forced to build drones like all the time, you actually can't build anything else. I mean, Lalush built a total of 46 plus 52, so he already built 100 drones. Yeah, that's quite a lot, which not Zerglings, not Roaches, not Infestors, nothing like this. And he's already happily mining here the gold, even with 4 mules, getting double the refineries up. Some more Hellions got taken out on their way here to the gold, trying to do some additional damage. Now double Spire coming up. It's getting interesting over here. Here's Spire number 1, here's Spire number 2, so apparently Lalush is really stupid, or he really wants to have a lot of upgrades. I'm thinking it might be option number 2, of course. +1/+1 getting researched for Lalush, and by the second +1 of course is the ranged attack. Here we can see it, 11 more roaches, neural parasite, another hedge here at the corner coming up. Those extractors also getting made right now. Some links trying to take out the rocks, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed, this is exactly happening right now, but still, like when Sis was playing against GoOdy, oh yeah, all the links go down. No attack upgrades on those links getting researched. We are 60 minutes, 30 seconds into the game, and GoOdy's got the +1/+1 already finished. Meanwhile, the +1/+1 only now gets finished, so GoOdy is ahead in terms of upgrades because his +2 already started. But where is the second armory? Here it is, but it's not researching anything. He's got enough gas right now, but looks like he's investing his gas somewhere else. He's got 2000 milliwatts, so this would be a good opportunity for him to get more of those units called the Hellion, the Blue Flame. And of course, if GoOdy eats too much Mexican food, Blue Flame is what comes out at the other side. Now, we saw some fungals here on the Hellions, of course. Hellions with 90 HP can survive 2 fungals, which is of course a good thing in terms of survivability. Now there he's doing his scan, he knows what's up, slowly pushing forward. This time he's having 12 siege tanks, a couple of Thors, a pair of Thors actually, and how many more Hellions? 17. This is quite a lot. Lalush is over here. I thought for a second he would go for a counterattack scan by GoOdy. He sees what's going on. There are the Hellions at the hatchery here at the gold, so this gold will get denied. GoOdy is, by the way, already maxed out. With him being able to do so much damage with the harassment, his economy was just so much better than the one of Lalush. And looks like Lalush is about to move in here at the left side, ignoring the rest of the army. Immediately GoOdy pulling back, and I could think that we should see some fungals here on the Hellion pretty soon, and indeed fungals is. The Hellions do a little bit of damage, but not too much. This army is very weak, not consisting of too many units. GoOdy here going with random turrets everywhere. The tanks will not get sieged up. Why should they? 2 infestors burning down in flames. Oh, it hurt so much. It burned so hard. This base got taken out. Here we got a single Thor moving over, taking out 1 spine crawler, and the Thor will most likely be able to take out the second spine crawler as well. Now continuing to move in, as well as GoOdy, who still got so many forces, but here are the mutas flying in, and it is just 1 Thor, and 1 Thor most likely will not be enough. 2 Marines here helping out, as well as a couple of those auto turrets. Will it be enough? I don't think so. What about this Thor? still continuing to attack the hatchery, and the hatchery, if the hatchery actually goes down, GoOdy will be in a very, very good position, but now there are more roaches and infestors moving in. This army will get cleared up. Now GoOdy also built some missile turrets here on the field. That's why the Thor is still alive, and that's why those siege tanks most likely will survive. GoOdy is only getting picked up by a couple of a couple of his own siege tanks, which are not secured by those missile turrets right now, getting picked up. Single overlords, looks like it is misrallied, and now GoOdy reinforcing with more siege tank at the same time, moving in with some blue flamers, and there are no roaches around, no infestors around, and all those drones, they will die, and they will die a terrible death pretty soon. At the same time, so Lalush is going for a counter-attack, running into some siege tanks. The siege tank will get taken out and will get neural parasited, so GoOdy is forced to retreat here. His siege tank's doing quite a lot of damage. Now the Thor is moving in as well, taking out the infested, the other infestors here. One with as a Slayer just went for some nice finals, some nice infested turrets being deployed as well, but Blue Flamers and Thors do quite a good job against those infested turrets. They are light armored units of Blood Lords. Why did I say Blood Lords when I want to say Blue Flame Hellions? Anyway, those units, you know, with the Blue Flame and stuff, they do quite a nice job against those units. Now, here, Slayer Roach is in at the 9 o'clock location, dealt so much damage to the economy of Lalush now to GoOdy, and Lalush losing this last infestor over here, but with this hatchery getting taken out once again, and this hatchery by the other Hellions even, Lalush is down to 2 bases. He gets another hatchery up and running pretty soon. He did also do some nice damage to the harvesters of GoOdy with a 37, but still GoOdy killed 83 drones already, is at 160 compared to the 100 supply. Neural Parasite on the Thors, on 2 Thors actually, and now those neural parasited Thors do quite some damage. Lalush pulling back, deciding not to engage the rest of this army. We can see 1 Thor here in the red with 37 kills only. 6 more roaches in the making, but 6 more roaches won't help out Lalush as well. GoOdy now at 180 supply, and looks like he's got this game secured. GoOdy taking the lead in game number 1, and there was action going on for quite a long time here. So very entertaining first match between Lalush and GoOdy, with GoOdy coming out as the victor. And yeah, I'm just rating. Here we go. 2 more neural parasites. The roach is moving in. 1 Thor going down. The second Thor is not going down. Neural parasite roaring off. So yeah, Lalush down to 70 supply, and the Thor over here took out this other base, and Lalush, he doesn't need OGG, he just leaves the game. GoOdy takes game number 1, and this was quite an entertaining game. Game number 2 coming up right away.